Hey, welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. Tom Gaddis here with the football slinging Nick Ponte on the other end.
Touchdown!
Welcome. We're excited you're here. We're excited to be here. We got a lot of fun things to talk about. We're going to talk about our Clients for Christmas Challenge. We're going to answer any questions you have about getting clients for Christmas. We're going to hang out. We're going to do some shout outs. It's going to be a lot of fun. So why don't you go grab a cool drink? We'll see you back here in just a few momentos.
It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to build your remote empire from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, they've finally returned. From the sun-soaked Sin City and the sandy shores of Maui, Hawaii, now back for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam Session. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks and Remote Millionaires, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's fired up out there.
Man, that intro is pretty solid.
It is pretty solid. Welcome, everybody. Excited you're here.
You know, Tom, one thing I forgot to tell you is that, since I went to Washington and got that rental property out there, I have been invited to be a Husky fan.
Oh, the Washington Huskies.
We won't ever get to play each other though, right?
Well, it depends. You know who they're playing in their bowl game? Texas.
Yeah.
My nemesis.
Yep.
So go Huskies. You know who Oklahoma drew in their bowl game?
I'm not that advanced yet.
Okay. Florida State. You know who's a Florida State alum?
No.
Mr. Brian Anderson.
Oh
yeah. I already started texting him. Oh,
shout out to Mr. Brian Anderson. That's great.
Yeah. I did. It's funny when I saw Night of the Football, I was going to bring that up. So my wife is a huge Baker Mayfield fan. I love Baker Mayfield too. I don't know. You probably don't know this, Nick, but he was on the Panthers on waivers and he got traded to the LA Raiders. He's been on the team for 2 days and he was the starting quarterback in the game last night. And they were losing and he got a touchdown. And then they were playing the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders punted the ball down to the 2-yard line. And then Baker Mayfield proceeded to go out and go 98 yards and get a game-winning touchdown. They won by 1 point. It was like Miranda was going nuts. It was great.
You're like, man, I'm glad we got that guy.
Yeah, it was just great to see him have some success. 98 yards in 1:45. And what's so funny about that, Dorn, is when we watched Baker in college, there was a game where he played Patrick Mahomes, and each team had like 800 yards of offense. It was just back and forth. And when we got the ball and we were behind, there was like, I don't know, a minute left in the game. And we were all like, oh, that's plenty of time for Baker. Plenty of time for him to win the game. So it was like reminiscent of that. Yeah, that's right. He woke up. That's my favorite quote from Baker Mayfield. One time when his NFL game, he won and they interviewed him after and they were like, what do you have to say about the win today? And he was like, I don't know. I just woke up feeling dangerous this morning. I thought that was great. Woke up feeling dangerous. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, speaking of success, there's been a crazy amount of success in our group about our holiday challenge.
I know. I saw that. And talking about speed, talking about doing things in a short amount of time, right? Like that's what the Clients for Christmas Challenge is all about. It's about getting clients by Christmas, which is not that far away, doing it in a short amount of time. So,
right. Dorn, we woke up today and we chose clients, not violence or feeling dangerous, whatever.
Clients. Yeah. I don't know how you've been feeling today. I know you did the pre-workout shake. I did a pre-workout shake before I went to the gym this morning, but man, I've done a lot of work this morning, but I'm going to tell you, I woke up at 5:30 this morning and I did not feel like doing anything. but I have like freaking powered through and just done one thing after another, one thing after another. So
what do you do when you feel like that?
Man, I just keep going.
How do you do that though? How do you keep going? Like what's, I think a lot of people can, because I know this for myself, but just, I feel overwhelmed. I feel like I have all these things I need to do. I don't feel motivated. What do you do to take that first step?
Well, I mean, so the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, this is going to sound silly. I make my bed, because I'm like, okay, that's the first step. I'm just going to make the bed, right? So I make the bed. I go in, I brush my teeth, I drink a big water, I do my little morning routine. I take my supplements, I eat breakfast. I'm like, okay, what's the next thing? Take Paige to school. So I get my daughter to school. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to go to the gym. Didn't want to go to the gym, but I went there. I did it anyway. After
what time are we at that point? What time is it?
It's 8:30. So I take Paige to school, and then I have an hour of me time where I just like try to get centered. So I usually, read something kind of inspirational, do a little, just like get centered, get in the flow. And then I go to the gym. And then once I get out of the gym, I usually feel pretty good. So right after that, I take a shower. And I'm like, and then I just don't stop. The enemy for me is stopping. If I stop after the gym and like, oh, I'll just sit down and I'll start it in 10 minutes, I won't do it. So I just have to like keep going. And that's what I did. So I just kept going. So I was recording videos and stuff right up till this live show. So it's like,
it's a good acronym there, Richard. B2B.
Yeah.
Bed, teeth, book. I like that.
So that's, that's kind of how I did it. And I got all of it done. Still a couple more things to do, but it won't be that long. And the best part is like, now I'm feeling good, right? I'm like, oh, I got all that stuff knocked out. Like I got all the things I needed to do done. So like, okay, all right, well, how can I do them a little better? Is there anything else I can add on to that? And then I can just enjoy the rest of the Friday.
But that all sounds like, life, personal, and hobbies at this point. Like when does the work come in, and isn't that the thing that feels overwhelming to you, or is overwhelming to you all that other stuff in the beginning to start your day? Like,
well, the work stuff feels overwhelming, but it's doing all that stuff in the beginning that gets me going for it, right? Because the thing I had to do this morning was shoot ads. I had to shoot videos for ads.
Mm-hmm.
And I've like been putting it off. And finally was like, that's it. I just got to get it done. Right. So it's just doing those little things and then just keep going until it's finished. So I set a deadline, right? Mm-hmm. Yesterday.
Tom needs those. We all know Tom needs those.
Yep. I set a deadline. I was like, I set it at the beginning of the week. I was like, okay, I'm going to do these this week. Life got busy. Business got busy. I didn't get to them. So yesterday when we were on our huddle, Cameron was like, hey, have you started these? And I was like, no. And then it was like the feeling of like, crap. So then yesterday I was like, that's it. I'm going to get them done last night and this morning. Like I'm getting these done. So I set myself up for success yesterday, got everything in order, got up this morning. And like I said, didn't feel like doing it. Wasn't looking forward to it, but just one thing after another, one foot in front of the other. Do this, do this, do this. Now just keep going and get it done, and got it done. So,
yeah. See, there's so many things that you said that are awesome about that entire process. Like the most recent one being that, Cameron called you out on, hey, do this. That's why it's so important to have good people around you, like-minded people, and also to be able to take information. When we work from home, a lot of you do, we're in this vacuum chamber. All this information and ideas and everything and to-do lists and all that, it all stays in this room. And if you don't have other people around you, even if it's remotely, on weekly calls or Zoom calls or in a community like in this Facebook group or in Remote Millionaires, you're just accountable to nobody or nothing. So a lot of the people that are participating in the Clients for Christmas Challenge, you might be feeling that way. One thing that you could do right now is do what Tom said, is set a deadline. Like I'm going to do, and that's why we set this challenge up this way. Day one, you're going to build your list. Day two, you're going to start outreaching. But if you haven't already done that, hold yourself accountable to the group. Go to the group, hit the first milestone, say that you're committed to the challenge, pick your niche. I mean, if you want to get even more serious, take a piece of paper and write a contract to yourself right now and say, I am going to participate in this Clients for Christmas Challenge, and this is what I'm going to do. Write it out. Do something to take the first actionable step, because that is I mean, for me, it's the most difficult part. That first step, thinking about, what am I going to do? Am I going to start outreaching? That's going to be, paralyzing for most people.
Yeah.
And I'm like you, Tom. I'm like a locomotive. Once that thing's going, we're going. But once that thing stops, it's hard to get going again. So
it is really hard to do that. And it's interesting too, because that's one of the things about kind of like what we teach in Remote Millionaires about the way we set up our agency with the team and even offline sharks and all that stuff. Like, a lot of people don't realize that is accountability, right? When you have a team member, even if it's just one team member that's relying on you to pay them because they're doing work for you, like you all of a sudden know, like, oh man, I need to get it in gear. Like if this person's going to help me, if I've got them in my Rolodex and I want to get them work, like I need to get it in gear and start prospecting so I can give them work and keep that sustaining. And then once you bring them on, right, a lot of people look at that and go, oh, I don't want that pressure. Like, but the pressure is really accountability. Like for me, I need that pressure. I need that accountability. I need that, what do they call, what's the thing the guy does where they burn the boats? You get on the thing and you burn the boats. So there's no retreat. Like once you make those first few steps, you're going like there's no other thing but to stop.
Yeah. You got to buy into it. You gotta, that's why, purchasing something, anything, especially if it's a little more expensive, there's a much higher chance that you're actually going to use it. If it's something that's $30, a lot of times it'll just sit on your desk, unless you have some other external motivating factor. Like, if it's a course, for example, and you have just recently been fired from your job and you purchase a course for $20 and, your back is against the wall, well, then maybe you'll take it a little more seriously. One thing you said, Tom, though, that I wanted to circle back to real quick is that, so the ads, you talked about doing these things that are the most difficult for you to do, or like for me, it's the same thing, right? It's shooting ads. It's doing anything creative. Like I struggle with that, whether it's writing some content, even writing emails, because I have to.
By the way, a thing that's comparable to this is learning the scripts for the Clients for Christmas challenge. Like learning the scripts, getting comfortable with talking about them. Like that's the challenge with recording ads and videos, is just getting comfortable doing it and like, there's really no way to do it, but to do it, right? Like you just got to do it over and over and you get better and better at it. It's the same thing with your prospecting scripts and your outreach and calling and all of those things. Like you're going to suck at it at first. You're going to suck. It's interesting. I just recorded a podcast this week called How to Pizza Your Way to Success. And it's actually about this, right? About like how the only way to really get good at something is to do it. Like you can read about it, learn about it, watch a ton of videos, but until you start implementing and taking the action and then adjusting while you're taking the action, you're really not ever going to get much traction.
Yeah. And it's all about, like you said, the first step, what your process, your daily morning routine and all that stuff might be different than what somebody else is, works for them, but they'll never know until they actually take that first step. So if you have none of that yet, you have no idea of like how to start moving forward, you can take Tom's or you can take somebody else's. He wakes up in the morning and, he does X, Y, Z. For me, like I have to most likely shoot the videos or the ads. Like if I had that on my to-do list, I'd have to do that before I leave the house. Like I can't, if I leave and I go for a run or exercise or do all that shit, like I've already lost that bandwidth to even be able to do the creative stuff at the beginning of the day. And go for
kids change all that.
Yeah.
When you have kids and those things to do, you're like, oh yeah, well, you just got to make that work too, right?
But that's what I mean. So if you have kids, then you have to adjust, and if you find out you're somebody that you're more energetic later on in the day, like maybe you're a night owl, maybe that's when you shoot your ads. Maybe that's when you have that creativity, but you never know until you start doing these things, gather that data, gather that information about yourself. And, one of the things about building a remote business is that if you're traveling all the time, you're being a nomad, you're in a new place every single month or week or year, you're going to have to get used to adjusting and adapting and gathering that information about yourself so you can continue to keep that momentum up. You really have to figure out a way to be consistent, because if you're out there, there's nothing consistent in your life. You know, you're in a new place all of the time. So you have to know these things about yourself, and having that self-awareness is huge. It's massive for your ability to be successful.
Yeah. And I think some other things that can help you get motivated is seeing the success other people are having. I think that's why our community is so important. And also too, the thing we're going to do here in a few minutes with the shout outs and seeing people that are taking action and having success in the group. Like there's only so many weeks I can watch all that stuff. And then I'm like, man, I need to do something, right? Like I should be doing something. Like I should be motivating and doing that. So that can be a good way to do it too, right? Like look in the group. Nick mentioned there's, I think Jocelyn, right? Jocelyn just posted a thing about selling, I think a home services jackpot thing. Mm-hmm. I know Liz McKenna, who we had on the live show a few weeks ago, she just posted in Remote Millionaires that she got her first recurring from a home services jackpot sale that she made earlier. So like seeing that stuff, you know, looking at those. And I just told somebody this on the intro call yesterday with Remote Millionaires. I was like, man, you know, one of the things I would do if I were you when I get up in the mornings is I would open up the Remote Millionaires Slack channel and I'd go to the celebrations channel. Or if you're not in Remote Millionaires, just do it in our Facebook group. Go in the Facebook group and search up #win and just start looking at the wins. Like use that, like feed off of that. Use that to start getting you motivated and go, oh man, look, all these people are doing it. Like I can do this too. And you can do it too. Like you can.
You definitely can. I mean, who here, we got, 70 people here with us now. Who here has been motivated by what you've been seeing in our Facebook group and community over the last 48 hours? I mean, it's pretty overwhelmingly crazy about not just, just a commitment, just the commitment that I've seen out of everybody in this community willing to take ownership and take action toward doing this. And for those of you that were on the training the other day where we kind of revealed this and we gave everybody an action plan to participate in this, and it's very basic stuff, right? Anybody can do this. I firmly believe that anybody can do this. It's not rocket science. And we already have people getting their first clients. I mean, I think it's been difficult to keep up with how many people are even participating, but I think I've seen 2 or 3 clients, like you said, of people already taking action,
it's really great. Yeah. And if you weren't on that training, don't worry. We recorded it. We have a replay. We'll drop a link so you can go see it. It's called the Clients for Christmas Challenge. It's a challenge. The training was just that. It was just a training. We didn't sell anything. We didn't do anything like that, but we did go over the process, what we want you guys to do. And we gave a little playbook that lays everything out, gives you everything you need. It's all free. I mean, there's nothing to buy there. So like, if
we're also giving away $10,000 in prizes.
We're giving away $10,000 in prizes. So like, look, if you didn't watch the training, if you didn't do that, you should go check it out. We wanted to do something, especially with the holiday season, to really look, we appreciate everybody in this community. We love what you guys bring to the table, and we want to see as many people as possible have success. And so that's why we put this challenge together. Now, yes, there's a business motivation down the road. For us, that's a long-term strategy because we feel like, hey, if you go in and you do this challenge and you get your first client or you get your first couple of clients and you see that, like we talked about in the training, that getting the clients is the easy part, but then you're like, oh, now I really want to build a sustainable business and scale. We feel pretty confident that you're going to come to us and want to be a part of Remote Millionaires, where we give you everything you need to do that and where we help you and all that stuff. So yes, there's that in the long term, but in the short term, we just want to see people have success, and we really want to help people level up as much as possible. So
look at this, Tom. I don't know who this is, but they've already called 27 businesses so far.
Woo! That's fantastic.
Huge, massive, 27 businesses. I love it.
Yeah, that's great. And by the way, once you get going, here's the interesting thing about this Clients for Christmas Challenge. Once you get going and that freight train's moving, it becomes really easy to automate the process and get other people to do the process for you and keep that process going. So, look, if you can just commit to doing this for 30 days, like the challenge, or commit to doing it for 60 or 90 days, if you're super aggressive, with your whole goal to be that at the end of that time frame, you're going to hand it off to someone on your team to continue to do, like Norm did. I mean, that's pretty much what Norm did, right? Like Norm was doing it all himself. He did it. He put in the work in the front, and then he just gradually started handing it off. And now he's got a team selling him and all that stuff. So
Yeah. He's
Absolutely,
got
you
his
can do it.
VA selling these. Somebody asked, I emailed 50 businesses, but only 2 were opened. Is that normal? So yeah, so just to be upfront and direct, you're going to see this from a lot of people. The people that are going to have the fastest success are the ones that pick up the phone. A lot of you don't want to do that. I'm going to ask this question to everybody here. Who here that has picked up the phone for the first time was surprised at how easy it was if you followed our script? And please share some feedback to those that are, somebody like this. I don't know if they've made a phone call or not, but more than likely they haven't if they're trying to go through with email and maybe they're in another country still. What were you surprised with about your experience in actually picking up the phone and making those calls? I can tell you for me that picking up the phone and making those calls is it wasn't nearly as scary as I thought it was and meant and let it out to believe in my mind. In my mind, I think I'm going to get a no and those people are going to not like me or whatever, all these made up things that don't even matter, right? They stop you from getting started. And we make it easy by telling you what to do, giving you the script and giving you a link to show them what you're selling. Tom, what was your experience with that when you first started making your initial call?
It wasn't as scary as I thought. And then actually enjoying a lot of the conversations. Right. And, and then a mentor of mine gave me a thing. He was like, look, if somebody's giving you a hard time, you go, hey, do you know who I am? And of course they'll say no, because they don't know who you are. And you go, great. And you just hang up and go to the
next one. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Do you know who I am? Nope. Okay. Click. Move to the next one.
You know what's cool about it too is that once you actually get over the fear of making those first few calls, if you're somebody that is really serious about this and you're really trying to have success, you really need to make some money and get some clients and get your agency going, and you realize that you can actually make these calls and you make a couple and you're like, oh, I can actually do this. It clicks for you. This is all I have to do. I can get better at this. This is something that I can learn. Man, it's a feeling of oh, this is going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. I can figure this out. And I'll never forget that, I'm going to be able to take care of myself.
Yeah. And the other thing too is and I kind of talked about this in the podcast episode that's going to be coming out next week, but once you get going with it and you do it and you overcome that first little hurdle, you forget why you're even scared of it in the first place. You're like, wait, why did I even think this was going to be it just becomes a part of what you do. So I don't know who this is, but that's awesome right there. It says very surprised how easy it was for people to hear him out. Following the script, he's put his little spin on it, which is great and becoming natural for me. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, him or her, right? But yeah, awesome work.
And what can help you get over any of this fear is what is the worst thing that could happen to you when making one of these calls? What is the absolute worst thing that could happen? Maybe give me some of your thoughts. What's the worst thing? Let's air them out right here, right now. For those of you that are struggling with this, maybe you've already made some calls. What was the worst thing that you thought could happen? Or those of you that aren't making any calls yet, what do you think the worst thing is? Hearing a no?
Look at that, Nick. That comment was from Donna Norris. She just closed the website.
Congratulations. Tom, means we're doing our job. We're helping the members of our community get clients.
Awesome, Donna. Yeah. And did you say you want to hear, I think that's the other thing that my mentor told me too about making the calls is that you want two things. One, to either find out you want a yes, they're interested, or you just want them to tell you no so you can move on to the next person. You shouldn't be spending a bunch of time talking to every person. You want an answer. Are you interested in this? Yes or no? And if they say no, great. You just move on to the next one. There's plenty. You're not going to run out of people to contact. That's for sure.
Look, all I'm seeing here is I hear a no. Worst thing is getting a maybe. Jacqueline says, worst thing is getting a maybe. I prefer yes or no. Someone says, you get a no, but you're closer to yes. Worst thing is they hang up you and call you back. Richard says, they yell at you. They're rude to you. Who cares? They're rude to you. So nothing I have read thus far is anything that, if any of those things happen to me, I would forget about them within 10 to 15 minutes. They're so insignificant. If someone hangs up on me, if someone freaks out and says, calls me a name and then hangs up on me, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Your life is not going to change. That's
your life is not going to change.
You're
and
not going to run into that person.
The other thing is you're going to make your next call and you could get a client like Donna, like Norm, like Jocelyn. I mean, we could keep naming off the names, especially as this challenge and time goes by. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to be getting clients because they're just taking that first step. They're getting over that initial obstacle and they're getting over that fear of maybe someone saying no and being rude to you. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. I'm loving the comments. Well, why don't I see we're coming here up on the half hour. Why don't we do some shark shout outs and then we'll take some questions from you guys. Maybe you've started to take some action. Maybe there's some things we can help you smooth out or help with in the Clients for Christmas Challenge. St. Nick's Client for Christmas Challenge, by the way. We'll take those questions. We'll talk about all that and we'll drop a link to the replay so you guys can go check it out, all that stuff too. But let's do some shout outs. So here, I'm going to open up my screen here. Oh, wait, before I do that, do we have a member of the week this week? We do. Oh, we do. Interesting. Okay. All right. So we'll get to that too. We'll do the member of the week. So, all right, let me share my screen here. All right. So our shark shout outs. This is for the last 7 days. So first, JT closed a deal for a new website in the window tending niche, $2,100.
That's a great niche.
Work. Desiree, she got a $1,200 a month brand strategy, 3-month agreement, and then $1,000 a month Google Business Profile, 12-month agreement. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats, Desiree.
Yeah. And then Liz McKenna closed a deal for site maintenance on a website she built earlier this year, $275. That's awesome. Congratulations, Liz. Let's see. Our next shout out is Janine. She sold another home services jackpot website for $500.
I saw that one. That was right after the challenge, I believe.
Yep, right when it started. Bruce Mayo signed a website redo, $8,000 with residual starting in January, $14.95 for SEO work plus Google ads to commence in the new year. That's a big deal. That's awesome. And by the way, you may notice some of these people at the home services jackpot, they're Remote Millionaires members. That's because this is a strategy we've been talking a lot about for a long time in Remote Millionaires, helping people get it up, get it off the ground. It's just one of the things we teach in there to get clients quickly. But a lot of people having success with it, and that's why we kind of rolled it out to the rest of the community. Scott Meisner expanding to 5 areas for his 2023 postcard mailings. January mailing now paid in full to the tune of $28,000. Personal goal for him is to profit $5,000 per mailing. That's awesome. Oh, didn't mean to do that there. Awesome work, Scott. Norm sold his 25th home services jackpot website plus a Google Business Profile optimization to a roofer, $1,750 Canadian dollars, so $1,290 American. Jocelyn sold her first home services jackpot website, $1,000. Like in the training, we talk about selling them for $300, $500. She sold it for $1,000. Client is open to SEO and Google Map Management. So excellent work. Jim Dodge reported his first ever win, $500 for a spot on his upcoming mailer. Congratulations, Jim. That's a big win. That's a big win. Donna dove into the Clients for Christmas Challenge. She took action and sold her first home services jackpot website for $350. Her chosen niches were HVAC and flooring.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Congrats, Donna.
Yep. Raymond sold 4 spots on his upcoming mailer, $500 each. Sold a home services jackpot website to an HVAC business, $500, and then reached out to them via Facebook Messenger. Crazy,
Tom,
great.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, it's good. It's awesome to see. And then Chandra reported 2 web redesign projects, $1,350 combined. That is a total, for those of you keeping track at home, $48,065 for the week of December 3rd through December 9th. So that's really 6 days. Wow. And then the grand total since the start of 2022 is $1,510,829 since the start of 2022. I mean, that is freaking awesome. And
congrats, everybody.
I was trying to find where. Oh, maybe it's over here.
Oh, look.
Nope.
whoever this is said they've already gone up on their pricing. That means you're following directions. I love that. Good for you for staying the course, following directions. I saw some other people that were, continuing to overcomplicate things. Like when we were on the training, we showed you 2 things that you need to do. You really only need to do 2 things: build your list, reach out to that list. And then we had questions coming in about, auto dialers and, doing like nobody said to use an auto dialer. Nobody, all these things that people are getting ahead of themselves on. Don't do that. Just follow the directions. And then you'll probably be going up on your pricing before you know it, just like this person.
Yeah.
Donna. Oh, it's Donna raising your price. Congrats, Donna.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, congratulations to all the shout outs, people out there. If you have a success to share, put it in the Facebook group. We'll be on here too. And then every week, we also like to reward a member of the week. So someone who's been a good steward of our community, who's taken action, who's getting results. And actually this week, we have two members of the weeks. We send them, you can see it over my shoulder here, this lovely Offline Sharks treasure chest. Only the recipients know what's inside. It's been kept that way. It's been kept a secret pretty good. But you'll get one of those too if you're ever named member of the week. And this week, our member of the week is, hold on, let me stop sharing here, make sure I get to this part. So like I said, we have 2.
Do we have 3 members of the week?
Oh yeah, I guess there's 3. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. 3. Here we go. 3 members of the week. So we've got Donna Norris, Jim Dodge, and Raymond Hobble. All of you are members of the week. So congratulations. Congratulations. You'll all be getting a Shark Swag treasure chest sent to you. The team will be reaching out to get your info so we can send them to you.
That's awesome. Fantastic. And we choose a member of the week, everybody that is new every week, somebody that's in our community that's, has a recent win and they share about it in the group, or usually there's somebody that's in the group that has been answering questions. And I've seen a lot of people that have been in there this week, especially. I think it's just the spirit of giving with, the recent training. A lot of you, have been commenting on the people that have been posting their milestones and being very encouraging, or if people are asking questions about the challenge, you're also being very helpful. You're sharing the link to the training for people that are asking for it. You're just being a great member of this community, helping each other out. And that's really what, the foundation of this community is. Like, we're all just helping each other out. We're all in this. There are 35 million plus businesses in America. I mean, we don't need, there's plenty to go around. So we're not really competing with each other. We're all just in this same industry, like we talked about at the beginning of the training. Success breeds success.
Yeah. And we're just getting started for the holidays. Cause Nick, it is only 2 weeks until the Offline Sharks holiday extravaganza. Oh, man,
are you going to dress up again, Tom?
Yep. For those of you that are new, I ordered a Christmas shirt the other day. I just saw it got shipped. You're gonna love it. Yep. Every year, right before Christmas. So this year it's going to be on the Friday live show on December 23rd. So a couple days, right? A couple days before Christmas. We always do a holiday extravaganza, and we give away a ton of stuff. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. So make sure you come and hang out for that one. It's on December 23rd. Not next Friday, but the Friday after.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody loves the extravaganza. Patty's given us a good compliment. Thank you, Patty. This is a nice shirt. We got we're representing our lots of branding today.
Nothing. Awesome. Okay. Well, questions. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. Go ahead and drop them in the chat, everybody. Just to recap the challenge, the training a little bit. And maybe we can just throw that link up now, Tom.
Oh, yeah. Here, I can have it scroll across the bottom of the screen. Here we go. If you miss it, you just go here, offlinesharks.com, clients for Christmas. Offlinesharks.com, clients for Christmas. That's the replay. And then, you'll get all the info, and then you can download the playbook and all that stuff.
So basically, how this all came about, again, and I talked about this on the training, or we talked about this on the training. But really, Tom and I and the rest of our team, we made the decision that for the rest of the year, we were going to help everybody as much as we can and make a real huge effort to helping level up everybody's agency here. So, we wanted to give you, and we didn't even talk about this, Tom, but like the information and the fulfillment that we're giving everybody, like if you get a client, we're going to help you do the work to actually get your site set up. What do we normally charge for that? Like number one, we're just giving you a theme, a custom theme that we built, which we usually charge $197 to get access to that. So like that's a $200 win right there. Right. And then if we were going to actually set that up for you, what's our charge for that now?
I think it's $97 a month. We usually do the website setups, or not a month, $97. We have our team do them. So, it's $100 value.
Yeah.
It's actual work by the team, right? So,
right. So, we have team that we are paying every single week, every single day, every single, hour to help us do these things. And so we're giving you information that is proven that we have invested our time to figure out. And, we built this presentation just for you. We're giving you our scripts and templates that have been vetted and tried and trusted and true that we could easily sell. And then we're also giving you the fulfillment. So when you actually get a client, we're going to set your first site up for them, and you can get paid. And then on top of that, we're also giving away $10,000 in Amex privilege gift cards, or I don't even know what they're called.
Travel
vouchers.
Yep.
Amex travel vouchers, $500 a pop. And we're giving $10,000 worth of those away over the next 30 days. So we're just giving. And, the whole thing is like, really, we want to get as many people success in this community as possible. And we've already got a handful of people, Tom, that have been moving the ball forward.
Cameron, oh yeah, this is true. See, look at this. Cameron was the Grinch. He argued against giving free fulfillment, right, for a good 10 minutes.
He did.
Oh, so look, we charge $197. It's $97 for Shark Alliance members only. So that's I knew we had a $97 price in there. So,
and the reason that we did all this, everybody, is because there should be no freaking reason why you can't go to Google right now and follow the strategy that we've given you. Find a list of 30 businesses and read the script that we're giving you to those businesses and go land a client. There should be no reason. There's nothing that's holding you back from that. Like what happens if you sell the site? No problem. We're going to take care of that for you. What happens if I don't know what to say? No problem. We're giving you the script. What happens if I don't know where to look? We show you how to look. There's no barrier to entry. There's no paywall behind this. We're giving it all to you, and we're in your corner the entire time. So there should be nothing holding you back.
Nope. So Les, if you're just starting with this and you've never sold a home services jackpot website, I would just do it as a one-time sale just to get some traction, right? You can worry about residual and scaling and all that stuff once you sell a few. But like we recommend just getting some sales under your belt, getting some cash flow in. Let me see what is on there. Trigger me next week. It would be nice to call them. However, it's expensive. Calling for us to do something possible. We would get for something. Oh, awesome. I saw somebody just posted a link into the chat here for some app that's like $4 a month that gives you unlimited calls from overseas. Where did that go? So you might want to just scroll through the comments and see that.
If somebody could put that link in there again.
Well, it's called Hush. It's a membership fee for unlimited calls a month. I think it's like $4 a month. They said you can try it. Yeah.
Hushed. S-H-U-E-D. I mean, this is actually something that we get all the time, Tom. We should maybe spend a minute here for, like, there are a lot of people in our community. I've never used this tool before, but if it's $5, stupid cookies. What is it? Plans and pricing. Hushed. Getting a phone number made simple. Unlimited. $4 a month to start making calls.
Interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. And also too, like, look, calling is the fastest way, but you could, we just had somebody in the shout outs that closed one via Facebook Messenger, right? Like, if you can track them down some other way, you can do that as well. Somebody said it's an app on Google Play. So awesome.
Nice. What other questions?
Yes, Kaib, you can ask them in the comment section there.
Here's a question that says, when this is over, will we have all the templates? I only have a plumber and electrician. No, you're not going to have all the templates. Like, what we have done is we have set up, again, we have taken the time to set up pre-built websites in all of these niches on a white label domain right now that you can access, which, let me pull this up. So if you go to, you can see the screen, the link on your screen, Clients for Christmas. That's the challenge, right? But at the end of the day, like, and you should go watch the challenge. However, we give you on that challenge a playbook, right? If you go to remotemillionaires.com/bonus, you'll be taken to this screen where you can apply to be a remote millionaire. It's free. It takes 2 minutes. You should probably do that. If you're on this training and you want a little more help with your agency, I highly recommend you have a look at joining Remote Millionaires. You hit this button. But also, you can download the playbook right here. Hit that button. This is the playbook. You got all the white label URLs in here and the instructions for this challenge. We give you the templates, all that stuff. So these are the niches that we have you go after. Here's an example of one of the sites that we've built in the roofing industry. You use this link in your prospecting. You do not need to go set this up somewhere else. You can see that the link is roofer.websitedevtest.com. So if you use this as your prospecting method, you follow our script, you follow our email, you just say, I built this website in the roofing industry. Here's a link. Go check it out right now. I had somebody back out of it. I'm selling this at a fire sale. It's only $300. Are you interested? Something like that. We've got a number of scripts for you, but that's just the premise of one of them. You're going to get people that are going to take you up on that if they don't have a website. So just find people that don't have a website. We show you how, and then offer them up one of these websites. So you don't get the themes. We're not giving you these themes. That's not what this is. We're trying to help you get a client. It's funny. As soon as we showed people this, the first question is,
do I get unlimited sites?
Yeah. Do we get unlimited website setups? Shut up. Go sell one website.
Yeah. And if you're selling even if you're selling for $300, like let's say you don't have home services, Jack. Just go sell one for $500 and then spend the freaking $200 to buy the product. Like, you'll have them all. Like,
people get greedy.
And you'll
people
still make
get
$300.
greedy.
Like, hey, one thing I want to show, Nick, I'm going to share my screen here too, because Shushan added this, and the
scripts are free.
Yeah, the scripts and all that stuff is free. You don't have to buy anything. The challenge is free. We give you everything you need. So this is something Shushan added, and I just wanted to show this to everybody. These are all the people in the group that have hit milestone 1 since we did the training on Wednesday. Wow. Look at that. Oliver, Orlando, Rakesh, Randy, Raymond, Richard, Ryan, Sandy, Sean, Shelly, Sonny, Stacy, Steven, Steve, Tim, Tom, Walter, Titos. Like, people that are taking action. So excellent.
Yo, we got Walter Wise on milestone 1. If we got Walter on there,
yep.
Look out.
We're going to crush it. Yep. And then I saw this question from Sandy. This is a good one too, because people did ask about this on the training as well. She said, what's been most successful? Including the link to the site in your messaging, or waiting to send it after they say they're interested? Sandy, I would test both ways, but I think giving them the link as soon as possible is the way to go, because you really want them to look at the website. Because once somebody looks at the website, they're like, oh man, this thing looks great, right? Like, you wouldn't, like, if you were selling a fancy car, you would not show them the car, right? Like, you want to show it to them, get them excited about it. So what I would do is, whatever your messaging is, I would give them a link. So even if you leave a message, you could say, hey, look, I'm calling because of this, this, and this. I'm going to shoot you a text with a link to the website. Check it out. If you like it, get back to me. You can call me or text me. That could be one way to do it. Yep. So awesome. Look at that. My first yes, they're interested from my HVAC text. That's great.
Jackie did all 4 milestones.
Oh, already? How did she do the 4 weekly posts?
Yeah. How'd you do
You
that?
can't do that yet.
Hey, stop trying to outsmart us, Jackie. What are the
No,
milestones again?
I'm just kidding.
You want to know what the milestones are, Richie?
Jackaline's been crushing it.
The milestones can all be found in the playbook.
Yep.
You know?
Okay, so let's take a few more of these questions because I think these are pretty good ones. So Desiree said, what happens with the client after? Once they're installed, can we continue working them for maintenance or other service, or do they go to you? No, Desiree, they are your client. We have nothing to do with them. Zero, nothing to do with them. And there's another question here about hosting, so I'll talk about that real quick. So typically what we do in these situations is when someone says, yes, I want the site, we say, great, it's $500. One thing you do have to do on your end is you have to set up a hosting account because the website has to live somewhere. So just go here, or I can help you do it. I'll walk you through it. It's not a lot of money. It's, you can just do a really basic hosting plan. It doesn't need to be expensive for them. Then if you want, you can offer to do maintenance and all that stuff and get some residual in there. The one thing we say to a lot of people, the Desiree, and like you're pretty far along with clients and things like that, so you may be able to do this right away. But like if you don't have any clients, you've never sold anything, don't worry about the residual right now. Just worry about making some sales and getting some cash. But this absolutely, like the totality of this strategy is exactly that. So I know Dan, who's in the UK, he buys the domain names, and when they buy it, he sells them the domain name and the website. And then he tacks on extra fees. So he'll say like, okay, it's $500 for the roofing website. And it's at whatever, rooferuk.com. Then he'll say, would you like an email that's like your name at roofer.com? Well, that's an extra $30. Would you like a SSL certificate? That's an extra. So he has some extra add-ons, but that is something you implement after you've gotten traction. Don't try to do all that stuff before, like, unless you're further along in your agency and what you're doing. So Desiree, you'd probably be okay with that. But if you're brand new, like just work on getting the sales. So, and then Dan will go back and then he pitches them on SEO and he brings a lot of people into his monthly SEO packages this way. So they're WordPress sites. So you install them, all that stuff.
Right. This is a foot in the door strategy, everybody. This is just so you can get your foot in the door. This is not, let's hit 6 figures selling $500 websites. This is, I'm going to get my foot in the door and get my first client. I'm going to collect payment. I'm going to figure out how to communicate with people. I'm going to figure out how to deliver this service. I'm going to get some experience under my belt so I can get some confidence and I can keep doing this. And when you sell 2 or 3 of these, you're going to raise your price a little bit as instructed in the training. And, if you have 5 or 6 people that buy websites from you, I mean, how freaking awesome is that? After you get that experience under your belt, go back to some of those people that you have a relationship with now, that you've built a little bit of trust with. You've built up some goodwill because you gave them something of high value that they needed for a very inexpensive price, and say, hey, I know we just set this website up for you, but I was looking in Google and I couldn't find you for roofing company in this area. We can actually help you with that too. And that process is a lot easier once you have your foot in the door than trying to sell someone a $1,000 per month SEO deal when they have no idea who you are. So don't worry, we're going to get to that. Please trust the process. Follow the steps that we've outlined in front of you in this training and in the script that we've given you. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't skip ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another one that is a good one. It says, what we can say to our client subject line. So this is for the email. So look, here's another recommendation I would give you. Stop trying to be a marketer. Stop trying to position yourself as some big agency when you don't have any traction. Just be a real, authentic person. Hey, I built this site and I need to get rid of it. I know you don't, or think about like, if you had a best friend that had a business the website you have, like say he's an electrician and he didn't have a website and you were going to tell him like, hey, I built this electric, like, what would you say there? Like, think about that. I find it can be more effective the more authentic you are and the less I don't want to say not professional, but the more like one of my favorite things to say to people is like, look, I'm learning how to build websites. As one of the projects, I had to build this website, but I'm not an electrician, so now I want to get rid of it, right? If you have a day job, like let's say you're a UPS driver, maybe you say, hey, I'm a UPS driver, but I'm learning how to build websites on the side. I built this electrician site, but I'm a UPS driver. I don't need it, so I'm willing to sell it for a really low price, like that type of stuff.
Probably the best slide that came out of that presentation is this one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Your biggest
roadblock will be you.
We've given you everything. We've shown you how. We've given you the scripts. We've given you the templates. We're going to do the work when you actually get the client. We're even helping you along the way. Like if you have questions, post them in the group. There's nothing else that you need to think of.
Yeah. And when we say that, like the overthinking is going to be your biggest issue. Your mind's going to start racing with all the things you can do recurring. And what about this? And what about that? Like just push all that stuff to the side. Just like I talked about at the beginning of the show, one thing at a time, right? You've got the demo sites. You can start outreaching to people right now. Just start doing the outreach. And if someone says yes, then we can figure the other stuff out, right? Like, and it'll be easy. It'll be easy because you have money and you have us. So like, don't overthink it.
Look at this. Someone says it was funny hearing my client call me and say, I can't wait any longer. I sent the invoice and that is that. I just want to make some sales and have the site done. Then worry about scaling later. Guys, this is a no-brainer. The sharks are only showing us how to properly go out there and get clients. That's right. This is exactly what we were doing.
Yep. So I'm not sure who this is, but if you download that playbook, like Nick showed you earlier, the links to all the demo sites. And by the way, they're all on, like we built them on generic domains and none of the emails, none of the stuff on the site has any link to Offline Sharks or anything like that. They're just going to look like sites that you've set up on these generic domains. So you can find them all in that playbook there. Just go there and download it. All the links are there and you just use those to prospect.
RemoteMillionaires.com/bonus. But I highly recommend you go watch the training. Clients for Christmas. OfflineSharks.com/clients for Christmas.
Yeah. Norm, have a great weekend, man.
See you, Norm. Congrats on the wins. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think really the only thing left for you guys to do is to go check out the Clients for Christmas challenge if you haven't watched it. So go to offlinesharks.com/clients for Christmas. Download the playbook. That link's in the thread as well. And then start posting on the milestones. Make your commitment. Get in there. Just start doing it. Let's just do it. Do it, do it, do it. Pretty awesome. Cool. Well, Nick, we have one more thing to do before we wrap up this live.
Are we giving away more stuff?
Yes, we're going to.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, bling, bling, cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Nice. I love that song. That song gets me fired up too. That song gets me... So who are our winners? Who are our winners? Who gets some Cash App money?
All right, so somebody says that this is their first introduction to Offline Sharks, so they got to say they're loving it. So,
oh, well, that's awesome. Glad you
we got a first timer here, everybody. So let me explain how this works. At the beginning of the show, or somewhere near the show, we post in the Facebook group all the wins from everybody in our community over the last week. And so, if you're a longtime member and you come to these live streams every week, like you should, because we give away tons of stuff, lots of information, we support our community, we answer questions, you can interact with us every Friday. And you have a chance to win Cash App money every stream live on that stream. So when we make that post in the group, all you have to do is go there and congratulate the members that had a win. And then we pick somebody at random at the end of the stream and we give them some Cash App money. And so our winners for today are Michael Howard and Jacqueline Heath. Congratulations.
Woo! Congratulations. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, look, this was a great live show. You guys had great questions. Love to see all of the action takers that are already doing milestone 1. everybody that's taking action, people that are getting clients. It's great to see. Let's keep it going. This was your Friday motivation. Get out there, take some action. Let's do it. I want to see more people on that list next Friday, and I want to see more results in the Facebook group. So look, just do it. We're here. We got your back. We're not going to leave you hanging. We got you guys, and we'll be here next Friday, same shark time, same shark channel.
Take care, everybody. This works, so just go out there and do it.
Yep, it works. Just go do it. And check out the podcast. We drop new episodes. So remotemillionaires.com/podcast. There's some good ones on there that relate to this. You want to check out Liz McKenna's episode. I think there's also an episode with Dan Lesser. They all use this strategy, Norm. So you might want to check those episodes out for some motivation as well. All right, everybody, we'll see you next Friday. Stay safe out there. Practice Aloha.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam Session, your weekly marketing live show, always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote empire from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with the Remote Millionaires podcast at remotemillionaires.com/podcast and Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.